You're listening to this week's episode of the Vacation Rental Business in Today's World podcast. You're about to start transforming your business and life with the information found here. We interview some of the greatest and most influential minds in the vacation short-term rental industry and supporting businesses. The information found here is a combination of brain science, transformational thinking, safety and loss prevention, and vacation short-term rental knowledge and experiences, all rolled into one to help you and your business to achieve levels you never thought possible. I am glad you are here, and now please welcome your host, Eric Thibodeau.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Safer VRs podcast. My name is Eric Thibodeau, and I'm glad you're here. So today I'd like to talk about choosing. It's your choice. And really, we make choices every day in our businesses, in our lives, how it affects our safety, how it affects our revenue management when we're looking at our business as vacation rental managers and owners. Everything is about choices and how we're making them. So I wanted to start off with a story, and it's been this issue I've observed, really a debate sometimes at our house. It's about toilet paper. You know, I go in the bathroom and toilet paper, I like toilet paper come off the top of the roll. And others in my house, my wife, my son, my daughter, they want it to come out the bottom of the toilet paper roll. And I don't know if you've ever been aware of this, and I noticed it. And, it's one of these things that just happen. I mean, what do you do? I mean, are you off the top or off the bottom? Do you recognize this? Or is this something that just happens in your life? So it's interesting about how this all comes about, right? When we think about toilet paper, it's not really a big deal. But, I made a choice. I wanted toilet paper to come off the top. And when I really think about it, I don't really think about it. Our brain basically stores information and to help us out. And this is one of these things, it's just like waking up in the morning, you have the same routine. If I say, hey, go ride a bike, you just jump on the bike, you don't really think about it. I replace the toilet paper roll and I want it to come off the top. So I think it's interesting that how does this happen? So our brains really are storing this information at a subconscious level. And subconsciously, we make choices, and they're not really choices. They just happen, right? You don't think about it, right? It just happens. I put the toilet paper roll on, it comes off over the top. And these are all things initiated by our brain. So when these things happen each day, and they're similar to all of us, basically 85 to 90% on average, and it could be, probably more in different people. On average, our brain performs these type of decisions for us every day. It just happens, like the toilet paper. Did I really choose that? No, I just did it because my brain subconsciously stored that in there that said, hey, Eric does this task, every now and then, and I'm going to automate it so that basically he just does it and he doesn't have to think about it. It's like riding a bike. I get on a bike. I don't have to think about every step I'm going to do. I just jump on the bike and I take off and ride. So these are automations that our brain has stored for us. And both of these, the bicycle riding is great. The toilet paper roll replacement is, it's neutral. I guess I don't know. It's not good or bad, right? Our brain doesn't really know what's good or bad for us. It just knows, hey, here's a task that's been repeated several times, and I'm going to automate that for Eric and for you, right? So our brains are working to keep us safe. That's its job. And it's looking to conserve energy and sugar. So when we're doing things, are we really making choices? 85 to 90% of the time, I would say that we're not making choices. But whenever we make a choice, or whenever we're faced with, really, it all starts with a thought. It could be the thought about, hey, I need to raise prices for my cleaning fees. Hey, I need to. An owner calls and says, my property's not booking well enough. Can you lower the fees? Or I need to, you know, remove my barbecue pit and create an safer area away from being underneath the garage. And our brain looks at all these things. It starts with that thought, hey, I need to raise my prices for cleaning. Okay, so that's a thought, right? And then there's some emotion with that. Every one of us has this emotion, and it's like, oh, well, gosh, I don't know if I want to raise my prices for cleaning fees because that may cause some problems with bookings, right? So you heard how quick I switched to a belief. I had a thought, I need to raise my prices. There was emotion of concern or worry, maybe fear. Hey, maybe it's joyous. I don't know. And then quickly we move to this belief that if I have to raise my prices and I'm worried about it, this causes this belief, or the belief already exists, as you probably heard at the quickness in my voice and my tone that said, "Hey, I believe if I raise my clean fees, I'm going to not have as many bookings. If I lower my prices, yes, I'm going to book quicker, but then the owner's not going to make money, and I'm going to not make as much money as well." So all of these thoughts were now coming up with an emotion, whether we recognized it or not. It was there, and then there was a belief. And then now this thought plus emotion over time creates this belief, right? This belief of this, oh my gosh, if I raise my cleaning fees, I'm not going to have as many bookings. Maybe someone's going to go, a guest is going to go book somewhere else where the cleaning fees aren't as high. So now you see how we have this belief. And then that belief and all these beliefs drive our decisions, they impact the actions that we take, and then we have the results. So let's take a look at that. I have a thought of raising my housekeeping fees. I'm concerned and I don't do it. Why do I not do it? Because I believe that I'm going to have issues. And this belief, whether it's real or not, your brain doesn't know. It's just kicking in and saying, hey, don't do that. Remember, the brain is here to keep us safe. It's automated this because possibly you've been told this about cleaning fees. You've looked at this, and every time you've raised cleaning fees, your bookings have gone down, or you believe they've gone down. So your brain doesn't know these issues. It just says, hey, I remember this thought and the emotions, and it created a belief. So I'm going to create this defense that says, don't do that. Don't raise your fees. It's safe. It's okay. Nothing happens when you don't raise your fees. Nothing will happen because nothing has happened with my barbecue pit. I want to move my barbecue pit out of underneath the garage area, move it out to an open area because I'm concerned I may have a fire. I have a thought, move the barbecue pit out because of a fire. I have this emotion about, well, how am I going to do that? It's going to create work. I have a belief that says, well, I've never had a fire yet, so I'm not going to do that. And then your brain continues to support the no action, right? So this is how subconscious beliefs and limiting beliefs happen, and they happen to us every day, all day, because they're automated into our system. And where do these limiting beliefs come from? It comes from, our environment. Could be the people or group that we are working with. It could be from when we were very young. We heard these things like money doesn't grow on trees, money's hard to make, whatever, fill in the blank. You're not smart or not good in English. You're not good in math. You're too slow. You don't catch on. You're not athletic. All these things through our youth come in, and we hear this time and time again, right? It's a thought, I want to play basketball. Well, the emotion is, I'm not that good. It's been reinforced. Now it becomes a belief. And then I don't play basketball. I don't raise my prices. I don't move my barbecue pit. All these things because our brain is keeping us safe and these subconscious beliefs that are there. Now, these beliefs typically, when we have them, they form around, I call them four different areas, the slew. It's around safety, loss, or lack. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough, E, and then uh, the W. So we find them around money. We find them around fear. We find them, I'm not worthy. And really, these are impacting our decisions, right? Our decisions, which lead to our actions, which lead to our results. So you have to really step back and say, am I really choosing certain things, right? So most of our thoughts, when we're actually thinking about it, so right now, you are actively thinking about this issue, and it's in the prefrontal cortex of your brain. It's the thinking part of your brain, right? And so it's actively there, and you're thinking about it. And if you don't take action quickly on that particular topic or issue, your subconscious comes in and just runs over it because it's much stronger, if you will. Because prefrontal cortex just it's just the thinking part, and as long as the thought stays there in our mind, in our brain, and it's okay. However, if we don't take the action we need, basically the subconscious will just come in and overrule. Because once again, subconscious mind doesn't know whether this is good for you or bad for you. Doesn't know that riding a bike is great for you. It just says, I'm going to do it. Doesn't know that not raising your prices will hurt your business. It's just protecting you because this is what you've heard. This is what you've experienced. This is what you believe. And it's affecting your business or it could be affecting your life. So as we go through this, you get to choose right now. We're going to talk about, so you're aware. The first step, and when you're looking at how you're wanting to transform your life is you have to have awareness, right? If you're not aware that a certain issue is causing you difficulty or challenges or limitations, then you're never going to make a change. So now you're aware that these limiting beliefs are in our lives and our businesses. They're impacting how we work as vacation rental managers or owners, impacting our safety, impacting how we look at pricing, how we deal with people. You just fill in the blank. It's there. And so I want you to say yes to yourself. I want you to take a look at this and say, hey, I want to transform. I want to make a difference. And I would love to help you with that. I'm a certified neuro coach. I'm a vacation rental owner and manager. And one of the reasons I started Safer Vacation Rentals is to help vacation rental managers, owners, and our teams to improve the safety and loss prevention of our businesses. But when I get down to it and I really look at why, when we have all these rules and these checklists and everything else, why are we still having issues? And I fully believe that we have these limiting and subconscious beliefs that are holding us back and keeping us from taking the right actions or actions that we need in our business. And I would love to help you. So how do we go about doing that? First, take a list, make a list of the thoughts that come into your mind, and we call them ants. So, for example, if you have a thought to raise your housekeeping fees and you don't do it, why? Just write that down. Did want to raise housekeeping fees and didn't. Want to create a safer barbecue grill area but didn't do it. What are these thoughts that come in, right? Because thoughts are neutral, and then we assign some type of emotion that happens in there. We have these stories that we tell ourselves, and that's really what they're stories. That's kind of like the next level, if you will. You start to understand, right? So you're now aware, and then you gain awareness, and then you begin to understand how to work with these issues. So develop a list of these automatic negative thoughts that come up. We call them ants, as I mentioned. And I'd love to help you with this. One, you can join my Facebook group of Safer Vacation Rentals. Join the group, check us out. And then also join my email list on my website, Safer Vacation Rentals. I'm sorry, safervrs.com. And I also have in there a place, my program's called Transformational Thinking. you can go to the transformational thinking list, take a look at what's happening and how I can support you, and say yes to yourself to take a look at your uh, improving and removing these limiting beliefs and subconscious beliefs that are holding you back in your business. You can set up a clarity call with me, take a look at my calendar, and we just do a quick Zoom call and set something up to just kind of run through that list of some questions and see how I can support you. And I'd love to do that. So I hope you're doing well today. I hope you have a great day. I hope this was beneficial in understanding how, when you think you're choosing, are you really choosing your choices or your thoughts? So anyway, I'd love to hear from you. Go to my Facebook group or my page. Once again, it's Safer Vacation Rentals, and it's on my Facebook group, and it's also my business page. Or you can hit me up on LinkedIn, and any way you want to reach out to me, I would appreciate it and love to support you in your goals in your business and in your life. Stay well. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Safer VR's podcast with Eric Thibodeau. If you enjoy this, I would love you to join my Facebook group, The Safer Vacation Rentals, for more of the same. You can also join our email list at www.safervrs.com.